Hello every PC and console gaming buddy! Here's another GameSweep episode, where I sweep through all of the upcoming game releases happening over the next few weeks. My GameSweep episodes always cover the PC, the PlayStation 4, PlayStation 3, Xbox One, Xbox 360, and the Wii U. And in addition to the game titles, I also try to cover as many DLC packs that I can find. So this is the place to go for expansion packs and DLC releases. And by the way, if you like my format of game news and covering new releases, then go ahead and subscribe to my channel and spread the word. That really helps me out a lot. Okay? So this game sweep covers all releases from Saturday, October the 18th through Friday, October the 31st. And we got a lot of games hitting the shelves, so let's get cracking. Well, let's start with Saturday, October the 18th. And this day was mostly just a bunch of indie games that released on a shoestring budget. So first of all, there's GAIA for the PC. That is available on Steam. There's Playing History Vikings for the PC. This is made by Serious Games Interactive, but it's anything but serious. It's just kind of like a cartoony 3D educational game with really old-gen graphics. There's Spellcasting 101 for the PC. Don't ask me what it is, couldn't find anything on it. There's also Bridges.3D. That's the way it's stylized, and I have no information on that other than it exists. There's also Sinister City for the PC, and this is interesting. It's kind of an artsy, shartsy, illustrated puzzle game, and that's available on Steam. Then on Sunday, October the 19th, there's just one release. It's called Final Battle, the 2014 game, and that's available for PC. Next is Monday, October the 20th. This is an unusual date because these are all PC releases, and they include tons of DLC for games way back in 2013. So there's Gabriel Knight Sins of the Fathers demo for the PC. That's available on Steam. It's obviously a free demo of the 20th anniversary edition that was released on October the 15th. And I even mentioned that in the last GameSweep episode. There's Speedrunners YouTuber Packs 1 and 2 for the PC. Those are just like user-generated levels for the game Speedrunners, which was released a couple of years ago, and that's available on Steam. Then there's How to Survive Barricade DLC and One Shot Escape DLC, both for the PC. And those are two DLC packs for the How to Survive game that was released in 2013 too. There's Panzar Veteran Pack DLC for the PC, and this is a DLC pack for that game that was also released in 2013. There's a new DLC for the Train Simulator series. It's Train Simulator. The DLC is DBBR442 Talent 2 add-on, and that's just like a passenger train DLC add-on. And Train Simulator was launched last month, September 2014. There's Quantum Rush Champions for the PC, and this is just like a futuristic indie racing game. I think it's available on Steam. There's Metrocide for the PC, which is a top-down stealth shooter with pretty good 3D graphics, and that's available on Steam. And that brings us to Super Tuesday, which is always a big release day for games. Tuesday, October the 21st has over a dozen releases. Let's run through them. First of all, there's Dreamfall Chapters for the PC and the PlayStation 4. So this is a next-gen game, and it's the next installment in the Dreamfall franchise. It's an episodic adventure that takes place in two very contrasting worlds with artsy 3D graphics. Then there's Formula 1 2014 for the PS3 and the Xbox 360. This was already released last week on the PC, and I mentioned that in the GameSweep episode. It's just a racing simulator by Codemasters. This is the sixth one in the series, and it kind of received mixed reviews. There's Fantasia Music Evolved for the Xbox One and the Xbox 360, so this is kind of like a Kinect exclusive. It's a Microsoft game, and it's motion-controlled music rhythm game. And then there's Fluster Cluck for the PlayStation 4. And here we go. It's a PlayStation exclusive next-gen game. But it's kind of a cartoony twin-stick multiplayer chicken shooter. and it takes advantage of all of PS4's features. And then there's Jagged Alliance Flashback for the PC, and this is the next installment in a long line of Jagged Alliance titles, and they're generally tactical turn-based games. There's Just Dance 2015 for pretty much everything except the PC, so both the PlayStations, both the Xboxes, and the Wii U. And this is the 6th game by Ubisoft in the Dancing Chops series, and this one has a community remix mode. Okay, then there's Need for Speed Rivals Complete Edition for pretty much everything. PC, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 3, Xbox One, Xbox 360. And it's just a bundle of the Need for Speed Rivals and all of the 6 expansion packs. There's a Race the Sun for PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 3. So here's a PS exclusive, and it's kind of a strangely dazzling minimalist 3D racer. There's Samurai Warriors 4 for the PS4, finally. And this was released a while ago on the PS3. Japanese combat game, and it's developed by Omega Force, and now the PS4 gets it. There's Shadow Warrior for the PS4 and the Xbox One. So here's the next-gen release of that same game that was released back in 2013 with updated graphics and such. There's The Legend of Korra for the PC and the PlayStation 4, and then later on for both the Xboxes. And it's an Activision Nickelodeon Melee game based on the animated TV series. And then there's The Voice, I Want You, for the old gens like PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and the Wii U. And it's just a singing game that includes real-world voice training like breathing, harmonizing, and such. Then there's The Walking Dead Season 2, finally for the PS4 and the Xbox One. So this the Season 2 was already released for old gen, and the new gen consoles just got it. There's Time Rifters for the PC, which is a futuristic indie shooter, and that's available on Steam. There's Screen Sheet for the PC, that's available on Steam too. And there's Battlefield 4 Premium Edition for the PC, PlayStation 4, and the PlayStation 3. It's BF4 that includes all 5 of the DLC packs. Then there's just a couple of releases the day after that, Wednesday, October 22nd. There's Prop Hour 23 for the PC, and it's a kind of a weird indie real-time organic strategy puzzle game. There's The Legend of Korra for the Xbox One and the Xbox 360, and this was mentioned already in the releases for Tuesday, and then it's released for Xbox on Wednesday. And there's Death Trap for the PC. That's a tower defense game with RPG elements. There's Vampires, Guide Them to Safety for the PC, and it's a comedy, cartoony Halloween 3D strategy puzzle game. Okay, then we have Thursday, October the 23rd. There's Squishy the Suicidal Pig. It's a 2D platformer by Panic Art Studios, and that's available on Steam. I kind of want to play that just because of the title. And then there's Shantae and the Pirate's Curse for the Wii U. There's also Castlevania Aria of Sorrow for the Wii U. Then there's Space Engineers for PC, and that's like a sandbox space construction game that's available on Steam. Alright, now we've got Friday, October the 24th. A couple of interesting releases here. Actually, 2 big releases. There's Bayonetta 2. So a lot of the Nintendo fans have been waiting for Bayonetta 2 for a long time. That's available for the Wii U, and it's an exclusive for the Wii U too. It's a fantasy action game published by Nintendo themselves, so it's bound to be a hit. And then there's a highly anticipated big budget game called Civilization Beyond Earth. And this is by Firaxis and 2K Games, and it's a turn-based strategy and empire building game, just like the Civilization 5 game, but its spiritual successor is Alpha Centauri. Then we've also got Sign Motion for the PC, and Enforcer Police Crime Action for the PC. And then there's a strange game I had no information on. It's called Revolver's 360 Reactor for the PC. And guys, if you're going to release a PC-only game, then don't stick 360 in the title. That's really confusing. Then Monday, October the 27th gets one release. It's called Fabula Mortis for the PC, and it's a fairy steampunk game, or as I call it, fairy punk, and it's a first-person shooter available on Steam. And then we've got another big Tuesday release date. It's October the 28th. We've got Assassin's Creed The Americas Collection, which is available for the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360. And it's a triple pack of AC3, AC4, and AC Liberation. And for some reason, the PC version is not available in the US, but only Europe, which is ridiculous. After all, it's called The Americas Collection. Ubisoft. And then there's MX vs. ATV Supercross for the PC, PlayStation 3, and Xbox 360. So this is kind of an older gen game. It's an off-road racing game. It's the 5th game in the franchise by Rainbow Studios. And then there's Lords of the Fallen for PC, PlayStation 4, and the Xbox One. And it's a next-gen dark fantasy action game with some RP elements. So that looks fun. There's NBA Live 15 for the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One. So this is a next-gen release. It's another basketball simulator, this time by Electronic Arts. And it tails the other basketball simulator that was released by 2K Games last week. So I don't know how that's going to pan out. We'll have to wait and see. Then there's SingStar for the PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation 3. It's just a revamped digital version of SingStar and it's now available for free, actually. And then there's WWE 2K15 for the old gens, the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox 360. And it's just a wrestling simulator, obviously. And then the next gens will get it 1 month later. Now there's Sunset Overdrive for the Xbox One, and it's an open-world dystopian mutant shooter by Microsoft Studios, so that should be good. There's Daedalus No Escape for the PC, and that's another top-down indie shooter. It looks decent. There's Blaze Rush for the PC, and that's an arcade racing survival game, and the gimmick is that you have no brakes on your vehicles. So there's also Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Danger of the Ooze for the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360. There's also Chivalry Medieval Warfare, finally, for the Xbox 360. And this was a game that was released on PC way back in 2012. And it's kind of like a Hollywood-style medieval combat game. Then we've got Wednesday, October the 29th, one release. It's called Costume Quest 2 for the Xbox 360, and this is already out on PC, and then it's coming to the rest of the consoles a few days later. And then there's Thursday, October the 30th, a bunch of Wii U releases today. There's Stealth Incorporated 2, a game of clones for the Wii U. There's Majestic Knights for the PC. There's Tetrabot and Company for the Wii U, and there's Falling Skies the game for the Wii U. Then there's Cosmophony for the Wii U. There's Shantae Half Genie Hero for the Wii U. There's Forest of Doom for the PC, and it's a strange choose-your-own-adventure book RPG. It's just bizarre, but take a look at it. There's Farming Simulator 15 for the PC, and this is the third farming simulator by Giants Software, and it's released next year on consoles in addition to the PC release on Thursday. And finally, Friday, October the 31st, we've got Costume Quest 2, which was released a few days ago, but now it's released on all the other consoles. So PlayStation 4, PS3, Xbox One, and the Wii U. And there's NS2 Combat for the PC, and that's a Twitch shooter that's available on Steam. And then there's a Japanese title. I'm not even going to try to pronounce it, because I don't know Japanese. Well, that's all the game releases for the rest of October, so tell me which ones you're looking forward to the most, and let's also chat about the critic reviews of these games too. If you like these news episodes, then you can follow me on Twitter, and then you'll get an alert whenever I upload something, as I upload at least one gaming video every day, sometimes as many as 3. Or you could just add my channel to your browser's favorites, and then come back once a day. I really appreciate all of your support, and we'll see you next time on GameSweep.